Welcome, one and all, to the K.O.E. Nation for Beer 30 O'Clock. Folks, this is a journey that we are going to engage in together to find that perfect beer. I am a man on a mission, a man on a journey to find the ultimate beer, the perfect beer for that perfect occasion, and we're going to do it together. I've got a crazy cast of characters, folks from all over the K.O.E. Nation and all over the internet that are looking forward to sharing their experiences of some of their favorite beers with you. So folks, without further ado, let's get right into this Beer 30 O'Clock review.
You got to do what you got to do, bud.
Gotta do what you gotta do. This is from Wasatch Brewery. This is a Nitro Polygamy Porter. Everybody loves to use the Polygamy Porter because it sounds fucking cool. It's overdone, and they have a whole bunch of shit on the back of this. Anytime you buy a beer that has a whole paragraph describing the beer, it's probably wrong. Usually they totally fuck this up. So on here it says, tastes like chocolate, creamy, toasted. She's on Nitro. Meet the sister wife of our classic brew. The nitrogenated version of is our chocolatey and easy drinking as the original, but even softer and creamier. It's okay to love them both. This is Wasatch Brewery, Salt Lake City, Utah.
I'm so glad they gave you permission to love both of them.
Oh, I know, right? So this is a porter.
I like porters, so
I usually do too. This is
Hold
nice.
it to the light. Hold it to the light.
It's good and dark. I don't know what light you want me to hold it to. They're all up above my head, but
yeah.
Pour
it right on your head. No, I'm just
kidding. Yes. So when I smell it, there's nothing. Very, very subtle, like coffee-ish, burnt oat. Very light though. You can hardly smell anything.
No nitro ball in that can?
No,
Even
yeah, that's the other problem. No nitro ball. Can't hear anything. It says nitro.
Why do they call themselves nitro? That ain't nitro.
I don't know. Anyway, let's give it a sip here. The smell, it's nothing there, so I don't expect much here. It's supposed to be creamy, toasted, and chocolatey. Ew. I get the creamy, and not in a good way. It's like
save that sound clip later, Tony.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
I get the creamy.
I get the creamy.
Send me that sound clip.
Okay, so for a porter, surprisingly, it's as dark as it is, and it gives you the creamy flavor, but it seems watered down. This actually, and Lynn, I'm glad you said something about putting it to the light. As I put it up to my monitor, you can't really see it. I can kind of see through this darkness for a porter that tries to look that dark and talk about being that creamy. This is
You shouldn't see any light through it.
Right. This is super weak. It is super weak. I can see the light bulbs on my ceiling through the glass. Now, porters don't have to be that dark necessarily, but preferably.
But the good ones are.
The good ones typically are. The smell sucks. This tastes super watered down. The only thing you get is the creamy on the first sip. As soon as you do, you notice how quickly the head went down. It looks like there's some head on my camera, but it's actually super thin. The head is completely gone after that first sip. It just shrank. It sticks to the glass, so it looks like there's head there, but there's not. Now, I'm really disappointed in this one. So this is out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Again, Wasatch Brewery. As a porter, I'm gonna give this a 2. As a beer, it's still better than an IPA. It's still way better than the IPA I drank earlier tonight. I would still drink this over that, so I'll give it a 2.5 because I think I gave the IPA a 2.25. But no, this is not a nitro. It's not a nitro. The polygamy porter thing is overdone. Stop it. Nobody cares with these stupid fucking names. It's cheap. It's redundant. Just get over it.
Well,
Spend the
Polygamy, Utah.
spend the time making a real name. The time you put into this shitty beer, you should have just got rid of this beer, made a better name, and created a new recipe. And maybe you could have created something.
I've actually had that one a couple of different times, and it's been years. And I'm glad you kind of echoed what I thought years ago. It's
lame. It's boring.
Yeah, there's not a lot going on there.
It's water.
I slammed it pretty quick because there's not much there.
Okay. If I were to describe it to anybody at home, if you've tried Guinness and you've drank a glass of water, mix Guinness and water, and that's Polygamy Porter.
What?
That's
three quarters water and quarter Guinness?
I'd say 2/3 water, 1/3 Guinness. That's kind of what it tastes like.
Damn.
What was the rating on that?
As a porter, I gave it a 2. As a beer, I give it
better than an IPA.
Yeah, it's better than IPA, so I give it a 2.5 as a beer in general. Like, if somebody handed this to me, I'm not going to be pissed. Like, I'll drink it if this is all that's left. Now, what would I? What? Yes. What would I do with this? I would probably stick this in the bottom drawer. I would give it to them.
And then talk it up like it's the best beer you've ever had, and make them drink it. And they'd be like, "Yeah, man, this is the greatest beer ever."
Tony at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's
Tony shows up at 4 a.m. I'm like, Tony gets this beer.
Well, we're all familiar with the fridge shelving prioritization. That's your top shelf is going to be your everyday drinker. Your bottom shelf is kind of where you get your special occasion beers. And then, of course, the drawers where you put the special occasion beers that you tried and thought sucked ass. And when somebody asks for a beer, you're like, yeah, help yourself to the bottom shelf there, my man.
Yep.
And you put
That's
all the
where it
free-
goes. It's that bottom shelf in your beer fridge that where all your crap beer goes, that your uncool people that show up that just like to mooch off you, that's what they get to drink.
Yes, someone hammered
still
will
like
take it.
In my garage.
See if it just smooths itself out.
Back, tell you what I'll do if I ever get back. I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down. Let you down slow, it's hard to survive. Nice. El Dorado. Oh, Lord. Well, let's see how that one went.
Yeah.